Welcome back to Pete's Dugout. This is episode number 10 of my FIFA 23 career mode with Coventry City. And yes, 10 episodes down already, which is just crazy. I just wanted to start the video with a quick thank you for all of the support on the videos over the last month. I honestly didn't know what to expect when I started posting, but it's something I've wanted to do for a number of years now. And here we are with 1,000 views across all of the videos so far, which is just really cool. So honestly, thank you very much. So on we go with the video then, and first up we are away on a cold snowy evening at the Bet365 Stadium to face Stoke City, who are currently 11th in the Championship. So Eccles still in for the injured Hamer, and Burrows is given a game at left back to give Bidwell a rest. And as we make our way through December, I'm starting to think about January and how important that's going to be for our season. We're currently locked into a big league battle with Watford, and between injuries and the looming transfer window, I'm finding it hard not to think ahead about who might get poached by Premier League teams, who can I replace them with, and what can I do with what little remains of my transfer budget. One thing is for sure, and that is Luke Walton getting a fair whack of games whilst Gordon is out injured, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. But anyway, we really didn't start this game well. Tavsan had gone down with an early knock, and Ronin had already come to our rescue once in the opening 5 minutes as he stops another Stoke attack in the opening 15. The resulting corner is swung in, and again Ronin makes the save, but Panzo stays down this time after the aerial duel with Suter. So, 2 injuries in the opening quarter of the hour, and things went from bad to worse as Stoke finally made their good start count with an excellent header off the post and in from Suter again. So, I was forced into 2 changes after the goal, with Tavsan and Panzo limping off for Rose and Bepega. We were yet to make any sort of impression on the game, and our first shot on target came after 25 minutes as Kim tries to fire us level, but he doesn't connect well with the ball from O'Hare. Stoke were looking really dangerous every time they attacked, and as Sterling gets down the right, he finds Thompson in space. Rose tries to get across, but he's just too late, and Brown finishes the chance off to make it 2-0 Stoke. Clinical from the Potters, and they fully deserved their lead as we head down the tunnel for half time. So I made 1 sub at half time with Palmer coming on for Kim, who was showing signs of fatigue, and I was really looking for a quick response from the lads after that awful first half, but that just didn't happen. Stoke were playing with so much more energy, and they just wanted it much more than we did, and it was no different in the second half as Campbell goes close with a left-footed effort that would have made it 3-0. We were so out of sorts in the game that 6'2" top scoring striker Gyökeres was out on corner duty. But we did almost get a lifeline back into the game from both corners, if not for a good save and a deflected header that went agonisingly wide. This just felt like one of those games though where no matter what you do, the ball just isn't going to hit the back of the net, and Stoke took full advantage. The only saving grace was the fact that Ronnie was in tremendous form as he makes another double save to keep us from going 3-0 down. But with 20 minutes to go, I half-waved the white flag and took off Gyökeres and Sheaf to protect them from any injuries, with Walton and Allen coming on in their place. And the next highlight just sums up this game totally. Rose and Edwards get themselves tangled up and Powell is able to sneak in, and if it wasn't for my shot stopper, this game could easily be 6-0 to the home side. The following corner is met by Powell, and Allen heads off the line with Ronin scrambling. I was screaming for the ref to blow the whistle early at this point. It just put us out of our misery. But Stoke kept coming even deep into stoppage time as Klukas pays in Brown, and his shot cannons off the crossbar. But finally, the final whistle blows, and I told the lads to just get straight on the team bus with their kits on, because I was just desperate to get out of there. It seems like a lifetime ago now, but as we head back to the office, we find out, thankfully, that both Tavsan and Panzo suffered bruises and they would only miss 5 days. But that did leave us short for the next game as Hamer, Panzo, Tavsan and Godden were all unavailable. 4 players from my first team squad out injured and a few players suffering with fatigue as well. But there was nowhere to hide, and next up we faced Reading at the Majeski Stadium, surprisingly sitting in 18th place at the moment after 23 games played, and to be honest, I was really happy to be playing a struggling side considering we're coming off the back of a tough loss and having multiple injuries to deal with. So Rose and Edwards make up the centre-back partnership, and Ganelli comes in for the injured Tavsan as we look to bounce back from just our second defeat of the year. So we pick things up 5 minutes in with an early free kick, and I really wanted to get back to basics for this one. Nice fundamental passing and moving to get Gyökeres some early chances, and that's exactly what we did as Ganelli heads down for the big Swede, and he makes no mistakes as he fires past Lumley to make it 1-0. So that's just the start we needed after such a tough game last time out, and I really wanted us to keep our foot on the gas and make the most of the momentum as Ganelli once again heads it onto Gyökeres. He's through on goal, but this time Lumley gets out early to close down the angle and save well. But an impressive start nonetheless from the Sky Blues, and it was Ganelli down the right who was the catalyst for all of our attacking play so far. As he feeds Palmer down the wing, he paces forward and dinks the ball over to Gyökeres, who tries the acrobatic scissor kick, and what a goal that is! I shouldn't be surprised by now as he finishes off his 36th goal of the season with some style. But serious question, what do I actually do if I get a big bid for Gyökeres? Let's say a team like Aston Villa or Everton come in for him. I can't say no, can I? I think I need to start planning for the worst and scouting some strikers, so please get involved and let me know down below in the comments who you'd like to see in the team if that does happen. It won't be easy and I'll probably have a bit of a meltdown, but yeah, please give me some realistic ideas just in case. But anyway, back to the game now. We were dominating the first half, but after Ganelli snatches a shot wide, Reading finally had their first chance of the first half, and after a stroke of luck and a Ronin save, the ball spills out to Hendricks, who pokes the ball home despite the challenge from Bidwell. Really frustrating to give up the clean sheet when we were playing so well, but we were still a goal to the good, and I felt comfortable with the fact that we were by far the better side. And there was one more chance before the half-time whistle as Kim uses the run of Bidwell, paces forward and no one closes him down, so he takes aim from outside the box and it's another worldie. The Korean bends it home and there was no point in Lumley diving. We restore the 2-goal lead and head into half-time, leading 3-1. So I made one sub at the break with Allen coming in for Eccles, and Reading started quickly out the gates with a double effort from Hendricks that's eventually pushed behind by Ronin. And I think you've got an idea of what might be happening as I show you a Reading sub with veteran striker Andy Carroll coming in to replace Shane Long. The corner is swung in and initially cleared by Bidwell, but it gets recycled. Hendricks plays the ball in again, and with his first touch of the game, Andy Carroll gets up for the easiest header of his career to make it 3-2. And with just over half an hour still to play, we had to be so careful not to slip up again. So I made another quick sub after the goal with Kelly coming on for a rare appearance to replace Sheaf, who was starting to flag, and I thought, right, we need to stay calm, play our game and not make any silly mistakes. We're still a goal to the good and Reading have to attack us so we can defend tight and get them on the break. And after some patient build-up play, Palmer plays a lovely ball through to Kim and he bags his second goal of the game to relieve the pressure and put us up 4-2 on the day. And the fourth goal really dented the Reading mood, and we immediately looked to punish them again as Kelly wins the ball back, feeds Kim with an accurate pass, turns and fires past Lumley to complete his first hat-trick for the club and make it 5-2. I couldn't have asked for a better response to conceding, and Kim has been on fire lately. So with just under 15 to play now and the game is in the books, I took off Gyökeres and Palmer for youngsters Walton and Bapega to give them a run out, and what a productive run out it turned out to be. Starts with Walton getting on the end of a Ganelli through ball. He paces forward and swings the ball through to Bapega, and he hits the ball straight at Lumley from a couple of yards out, and I swear it was harder to miss from there. But we did get another chance as we approach extra time. Walton does well to time his run and beat the offside trap, and he does everything right, but he lashes at the shot at the end instead of placing it, and it sails over. But that would do it, and as Kim marches over to collect the match ball, we celebrate a 5-2 win and a great response from the lads after the 2-0 loss to Stoke away. A much needed performance, as next up, it's the big one. First versus second again as we play host to Watford in a game that will see the winner take top spot in the league table. But before we start this game, I just wanted to mention a video I saw from the Watford Twitter account on Monday as Ken Sema did an interview after their game after West Brom where he scored a brace. And obviously that sounds pretty normal, but what a lot of people didn't realise, and what I definitely didn't know, was that Sema has a speech impediment, and there was an overwhelming response to the video across social media. And firstly, it was just awesome to see Twitter being used in a positive way for a change. But also, it made me think about how many kids, or even adults to be honest, will see that video, and maybe it'll give them a bit more confidence with public speaking and help them understand that this stutter doesn't define them and they can do whatever they want to do. So that was a really cool video, and he now has a fan for life in me, and I'm sure many people will feel the same. But back to the game now, and we had a job to do. We almost took the lead early on with chances from Gyökeres and Kim, but it was Watford who struck first with a well-worked goal that was finished off by Asprilla. But we did respond well after going behind though, and after a huge stroke of luck, Palmer comes away with the ball and sets Gyökeres off one-on-one, but the flag goes up and I was absolutely gutted by that. My eyes lit up at the opportunity as my top scorer was bearing down on goal. But just past the 40-minute mark now, and it was Watford who strode forward once again down the left with Kamara, and if it hadn't been for a smart reaction save from Ronin, it would have been 2-0. It was a bizarre first half, to be honest, as we really hadn't played badly at all, but found ourselves behind, and just before half-time, we did have a chance to tie the game with a ball swung in from Blackman, and Gyökeres, who's full of confidence, tries the bicycle kick, but it flies just over the bar. So no changes at the half then, and my message to the lads was clear. Stay tidy in possession, get the ball down the wings where we're dangerous, and let's create some opportunities. Let's work the goalkeeper. And that's exactly what we did 54 minutes in, as Kim powers down the left wing, crosses early to Gyökeres, and he squeezes the ball past Blackman to level the game at 1-1. The keeper should do so much better, to be honest, but we do not care one bit. So it's the perfect start to the second half, and that gets us back in the game, but after a loose pass from Sheaf, Watford looked to counter, and Bidwell was caught upfield in attack. Asprilla finds Sarr in acres of space, and he absolutely leathers it into the back of the net to restore Watford's lead. We were only tied for a matter of minutes, and Watford make us pay for some sloppy passing. So just after the goal, I had to make some changes, and most notably I had to take off Gyökeres. So academy grad Walton comes in, and so does O'Hare and Allen. And I didn't feel like we deserved to be losing the game at all, and with 15 minutes to go I thought, right, we're top of the league for a reason, and I'm not going out without a fight. So as we win the ball back, Kim plays a lovely ball over the top for Walton, who takes it down and finishes past Blackman to score his first professional goal. And how important could that be in the title race? A brilliant composed finish from the teenager, and it's 2-2. So with 10 minutes to go, I was starting to think that a point really wasn't that bad in the grand scheme of things, but Blackman loses possession in a terrible spot and Watford are in. Loser plays in Davis, and that is clinical from the Hornets. 3-2, and once again we have to try and battle back after some sloppy play. So 2 minutes left now, and as we were pushed up the field trying to find an equaliser, Watford looked to punish us again with Bidwell out of position. Kalou does well to pick out cleverly, he squares to Davis, and it's 4-2 Watford. A cruel reminder that you can play well, but if you make mistakes, good teams will punish you. It's a hammer blow from the Hornets as they take all 3 points, and that would mean that they leapfrog us in the table to take the top spot and open up a 2-point gap. Still plenty of football to be played though, and I'm sure there will be many twists and turns in the race for promotion. But that's going to do it for another episode of FIFA 23 Career Mode on Pete's Dugout. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you did like it, then please do drop a like and consider subscribing. I'm still working on that outro, but I'll be back with another episode very soon.